Hey guys, this is Janelle,
And I'm Chad.
and we are the Paynes, and we have been renovating RVs since 2020,
hmm
and we're currently sitting in one. And today I'm going to go over some different designs that you normally might not see done in RVs and how I have made them work for us. And Chad is going to
Go over solar panel installation and show you how easy and cost effective and how much flexibility it gives you.
So, hope you guys enjoy this. Leave us any questions and we will be sure to answer any of them. Enjoy. Okay, so this was our very first trailer renovation that we ever did. We actually found it in my neighbor's yard. So, if you come inside, I can show you some of the modifications that we made that you typically don't see in RVs, and they are all lightweight. So, come on in. So this used to be two banquettes, and they are extremely heavy. The table was missing, so we took it upon ourselves to add a futon couch. This isn't the first time that we've done this, and you can find these really inexpensive, like at Walmart or a lot of online sources. And the cool thing about it is that this can actually fold out into a bed, and so it gives you more sleeping options. Another cool thing that we did was I created these side tables to encase these two. And I just put these on a little hinge so that we could use this as storage. And so it was a really simple build that just created a nice look, but gave us more storage to go inside. Another lightweight, or this is actually another thing that I get a lot of questions about, but these are the type of things that people think are not possible, but honestly, it takes 2 seconds before we travel to just undo these bulbs. And I just stow them away. And then when we get to our destination, I put them back in. And it's a cool feature that you don't really see. So there's always, oh yeah, you can see it here. So there's always ways around things that people may think are not possible in RVs, but they are. It's actually a in-home, like a residential light, but you can actually purchase these buttons, which are normally found on most RV lights, and just wire them into one of the wires and then hook them up normal, and that allows you to use any residential light inside an RV. And this one is actually off of a 120, but we also have some. Is the DC hooked up right now? Oh. But like this light, for instance, is another one that is a residential light that I added a button to. And the only difference is you have to just make sure you have the correct bulbs. So make sure it's for 12 volt, and you can use any light fixture you want in RVs. Another lightweight, really simple addition is to add peel and stick tile. They've actually come really far, and there are so many different designs that you can pick. And this has been in here for over 4 years, and it still looks great. Another thing is open shelving, very easily done. We store these things in our sink as we travel. So another thing that we've done is add shiplap to a lot of our walls. And a lot of times when we're making modifications, especially with these older trailers, I'm sure you know that they attach like cabinets from the exterior in. So there's no real way to not kind of destroy the area where the cabinets were secure, which is why this is here, which it turned into a cool feature because there used to be a big stove microwave up here that didn't work, so we got rid of it and just created this focal point. So it looks purposeful, but really it was because there was staples coming through the wall. And so that's using utility board and just ripping it down into strips. We did, I think, 8-inch strips here. You can create an easy accent wall that also will cover any damage that you may have done during demolition. So if you come back this way, so this whole entire section used to be closets. And we have two small young boys. And so one of the things I always tell people is don't just keep things because they're there. Or I normally always get rid of at least one closet and turn it into something different because I like to live with less on the road, and some people may be different, but I feel like there's actually a lot of storage in a lot of these RVs. So what we did was rip out the two closets that were here, and I created bunk beds for both my boys. So you basically just want to look at design as what's going to fit for your family rather than what people say you should do. This also was a bunch of cabinets up here. I got rid of them because it made it feel much more open. And I'll show you what I did in the closet, which is in the bathroom. So what has worked for our family, and we've done this in multiple RVs, we use the basket method. So this is our closet, and we are of a family of 4. So each one of us gets a basket, and that's where we put all of our clothes and things for our trip. So it's kind of nice because if we are getting home, we take our basket, we can just take it in the house. And then when we're ready to come camp, we have it all packed in there. So this is how we have done it in this RV. And by ripping out a lot of the cabinetry that we did have, it allowed me to have more weight that I could put back into the trailer. And you can see here that these are 4x4 beams that I created a little arched opening to give it a little character, but always keep in mind weight for your trailer. And so sometimes getting rid of those other storage units allows you to do cooler design features. So you kind of just got to see what you want and take weight from other places in order to put it somewhere else. So a really awesome thing is I hate doors as well. And so usually I get rid of doors. This one though, we actually have a pocket door. So what's cool is this door is easily stowed away, not in your way if you're just hanging out, but you still have the privacy. And I created a feature wall basically with it, and it has a mirror to make it look much larger. And then if you come on this side, I carried the shiplap all the way through so that it kind of looked like this whole entire area was shiplap. So the door has 2 different looks according to the room side that you're on, but is easily stowed away right here. And then even though we did get rid of some of this storage, like I was able to keep this little area, but then this center part is the wheel well, so there was nothing there anyways. So we still have some storage. Okay, so this is the latest renovation that we did, Archie, and we went for a lot of unique designs in here. As you can see right in here, I really was into arches. And so this whole entire cabinet used to be solid, and so you couldn't see in, and I just felt like it was so enclosed right here. And like I said, we don't need that much cabinetry. Like we don't even use any of this storage here because we have no need for it. But I created this arched opening using utility board, and then I actually micro cemented it. A lot of people think that it's going to crack, and so far our experience, as long as it's one surface without any seams, then it shouldn't crack. And ours so far has not. We have traveled with this. So like I also created a huge one over here. This used to also be a cabinet, and it was a huge door that when you walk in, like it was just always in the way. So we actually utilized the basket method again. And even when we're traveling, we can keep these. They don't slide out. I just push them all the way back and they stay. So we're a family of 4, like I said. We each get a basket for the day or for the trip. And then we have 2 spare baskets, and I usually keep like extra blankets and linens, like towels and everything in there. And then we have shoe storage here. So it's much more accessible for us, and the cabinet door doesn't get in the way. So this has been really awesome. And this has been like my favorite. It's not the easiest to apply, but it looks beautiful. Another really cool countertop idea is to do epoxy. So our last trailer had butcher block, which if you go to um, IKEA or butcher block that is only it's like lined rather than a solid piece of butcher block. It's not that heavy. What is it called?
Veneer.
Veneer. There we go. Those are better options for RVs because they're lighter weight. These are awesome because this is only 1/4 inch plywood that you cover with epoxy, and they're totally customizable. So you can do a bunch of different techniques. This time I went with like a green onyx kind of look with like gold coppery veining. I've done in the past black soapstone looking ones. You can do granite, pretty much like the sky is the limit. Whatever you think, you can just add into your epoxy and pour, and it creates a really awesome design. Another thing that I did in this trailer was real tile. So a few different modifications. One easy way of using real tile in an RV would just be to get muscle bound, which is basically kind of like a sticky tape, and you just put the tile right onto it. So there's no need for mortar or anything like that. In this particular installation, I used glue and then silicone in all the grout lines. And the silicone is just to allow for flex so that like when you're on the road, the grout wouldn't crack. Another thing that we did in this one was add a farmhouse sink. Now, this is a heavier sink, but our stove we actually took out and it was very heavy. So it kind of just took the place of the weight. But this farmhouse sink has been amazing. Having a really large sink in an RV, it's really awesome. And then another thing is we love our little vintage appliances, but they always go wrong. We've tried to salvage them, but there's always something that happens. And so I love the look of them. And so I wanted to be able to keep it. We don't ever use an oven. We're always cooking outside, like on a flat top or barbecue. And so I just wanted to keep this for the vintage vibes, but I only kept the front. And then I just gained a ton of storage. So it's basically an empty box that I can store, like obviously my tea kettle is the only thing in there right now. But I can store all kinds of stuff in there. We usually have like our cutting boards and like some dry stuff. And then when we close it, it still looks like this really cute vintage stove. And I like that we were able to keep a part of like the original trailer with it. And then we just got a brand new propane 2-burner stove on top. Another unique thing are faux beams. I love adding faux beams. So these are actually hollow. And you can see that even like this one and this one are hollow. But this one, because of the cabinets, it's actually just a 1x4 that I stained and attached to the wall, which you could just do that if you were short on how much weight you could add into a trailer, and it'll still give the beam look. But if you have the extra weight allowed to be added into your trailer, this is such a unique feature that I think really just like brings your whole design together. And they're really simple. They're just little blocks that are screwed directly into the studs. So I only put them where the 2 panels come together because I know that there's a stud. And then these are hollow and they slide right over the blocks, and you just nail them into the sides. So oh, this is actually really cool. So this is the second trailer where we have gotten, he hits his head on the light all the time. This is the second trailer where the original furnace does not work. So this time we came up with the idea of adding a trash can, and it has been one of my favorite ideas that I've had so far because we couldn't stand how it was always a bag hanging or something outside, and this tilt out trash can just keeps it hidden. And then if you look in there, it's actually still vented. So you never get any smell, nothing like that. And easily accessible. And then you just close it and you don't have to see it. And then the last section in our tiny little bathroom, this is our stone shower. So I was going for a Mediterranean vibe in this trailer. And these are so cool. They are actually PVC panels. So they come in about, I think they're 2 foot by 3 foot panels, and you puzzle them together so the seams kind of overlap. But make sure we actually put this on the existing shower walls, and then make sure you use like a red guard or some sort of waterproofing membrane behind it, and then you glue these directly on, and they're PVC, so they're water's not going to get through. And then what I did was I actually used a DAP product that's like a, it's I can't think of the word, but it's like a Bondo plaster, and it dries. It's actually for exterior use. You can repair stucco with it. And it's super strong. You can sand this down. And so I put it over grouted all throughout the seams to create this really unique shower. And they're super lightweight. So it's nothing too much that I'm worried about. And then I just got a nice, cute little vintage inspired shower head and made a little bath caddy, and it was looking different in here. Another thing I love to do is find extra storage space. So when I was tearing out the closet on the opposite side of the wall here, I was able to access the back side of this wall, and it was just vacant. So I took it upon myself to cut out an arched opening, and I just made basically like a medicine cabinet. I just sunk it back, and now we have a place to just have our toothbrushes, our soaps, so they're out of the way but easily accessible.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to go to the next one?
Yes, but one of the other things is this cedar planking is one of my favorite products to use in RVs. It is extremely lightweight. It smells so good, and I use it so many times to fix damaged areas. So if I have to tear down walls, I always know that there's a way that I can fix them and give it like some really unique character. These are really awesome. They come in 8 foot strips, and I think like a pack of 8, and they're pretty inexpensive and perfect for RVs. Once again, I don't like doors either. Got rid of it. We always just use curtains. All right. So this is our smallest trailer we've ever done. It's a 16-foot Prowler, I believe 1968. Yeah. So come on in. And this one, you can see how each one of my trailers is completely different. And that's what I absolutely love about these is you can just create these unique little spaces within each other and do designs that you normally wouldn't. So if you come in here, you can see that it's much more of a girly, bright, happy little trailer. And we did the butcher block again in here and an epoxy table. You can see this is the difference. This was more of just a white with a peachy pink hue throughout. One thing I was going to show you also is anytime you want to use a chandelier type light, but you don't want, like if it's small enough like this, you don't have to take the bulb off. You can just get a simple pool noodle and cut it down to the correct size and make a slit, and you put it on so that way it can't shift during travel, and that way it's just stable, and then when you get there you can just take it off and it's back to being used. So, another thing that I love doing, we had a stove in this area as well, and it did not work. So, instead of creating just a closed storage and keeping the front, this one I actually did a dish display. So, really, just these two cups are the only ones we store in the sink during travel. These all have a ledge, so they don't fly out, and you can easily access your plates. And then we have a pan and some cups. So this is a really cool way. We've done this in a couple different trailers to just have some unique character to your space and come up with an idea for the stove that was no longer working. This one, we did keep this furnace vent because we had the idea we were going to put an AC in, but it didn't work. So, and then in here, this is our little tiny, tiny, tiny bathroom. Another thing that we've done is to conserve water if you are going to be off grid. We have, it's really hard to find shower heads that are cute, but bidet shower heads have an on and off and they come pretty cute. So this is actually for a bidet, but we use it as our shower so that we can have the on and off valve, but have it be cute. This is actually vinyl wallpaper and it has held up really great. I will say the only reason it has though is because I put PVC trim on all of the seams and then I put caulking around those. And so it's on the like the actual shower wall that is waterproof. But this is a cool way of just giving a pop of color. This is yet another closet that it's not that I hate closets, it's that I hate the doors. These are such small spaces that it's like when our bed was out, because this pulls out into a bed, I mean, you're going to take somebody's head off. So what we did here is I have two young boys, so I just made a little nook for them to be able to hang out in. And we have hooks. We'd keep our blankets here, and they would hang out in here. So this just kind of turned into our catch-all, but it works for us because it's much more open. Another thing that I have done, like the shiplap, we had a lot of repair on this wall. And so I decided that when we would replace the utility board, I pieced it out so that my battens, I would go over the seams of them. So it would look like I just wanted a nice feature wall, but really we messed this wall up. And so this was how we fixed it. But it's kind of a great example of design in general. I'm never scared to tear any walls down or anything because I know I can always turn to design to come up with some sort of feature wall or solution to fix the issue that needed to be fixed in order for it to be pretty. So in this case, it was a board and batten that I painted blue. Lastly, the other thing is don't ever think that you have to just get RV products. These really cool, I don't know if you can see on the inside, these handles were so unique. And this is all original cabinetry after I painted it. And then I just upgraded the handles and it gave such a cool look. And this is also another trailer that I put real tile in, and you can kind of see better the silicone grouting. And this has been in here for over a year and still looks great. And the other thing you can always get are faucets and sinks that are not RV. So this one's great because it can easily clean, but you can put any fixtures you want into RVs. And this is actually a bar sink. So a lot of the bar sinks will fit a normal opening, or you can be crazy and get a farmhouse sink and cut your counters out.
Yeah. And then you put in another residential light.
Yeah.
Modified it with the button, and it goes in RV now.
Mm-hmm.
Hey guys, my name's Chad, and I am Janelle's husband. I'm going to talk to you quickly about how easy it is to add an off-grid battery bank so you don't have to rely on just your battery with its current charge, and you can have more flexibility on where you want to go camping. And we just really love it because we've traveled across the Southwest, and it's really useful. So all the things in your rig you can keep powered with solar power. And it's quite simple. So let's check it out. It's a little messy in here. So right here, I have a lithium battery. You don't have to use a lithium battery, but the lithium battery is really nice and they can be drained further. They essentially have more watts stored in them and they have a much longer battery life, more battery cycles that you can use. So this battery here, it is being charged by the solar panels on the roof. And so what you do is you need to just have an idea of how much wattage you would potentially go through in a day with everything you have installed in your rig. And then that will let you know how many solar panels you'll need on your roof. And so you just want to have a little more solar power than you would potentially use during the day. And so we calculated that, and we have solar power charging this battery. It's really easy to install, and I'll show you the solar panels on the roof that are really easy to put up as well. And so from here, you just have your DC fuse block here running to all your appliances. Have the solar panels on the roof, and they're fished down down the walls. So you want to do this during your renovation part before you add all the beautiful stuff. So the solar panels have solar wires that are running through the walls, and then they come out into the battery bank area and they're hooked up to this solar charge controller. So this here is going to be hooked up to your solar panels and then to your battery. And this here knows the state of charge on your battery and will regulate how much power from the solar panels are going to go into your battery, and it just keeps it at its peak. When we are out camping off grid, our battery never goes below like 90% because our solar panels keep it charged. So all you need is the solar panels hooked up to here, and then this is going to be hooked up to your battery. And then from your battery, then you go to your DC fuse block. And then this DC fuse block, you can see the fuses here, each one's for an appliance that's in the RV. So like our water pump, our fridge, all these things are controlled by solar power. Our fan, which is a venti fan, it's got like an actual fan in it for our ventilation on the ceiling. And so it's really easy to do this, and you never run out of power. You can go anywhere as long as there's sun and you're not running out of power. And then let's say you do go to a bougier RV spot and you can plug in your power to the campsite. Well, when you plug into the campsite power, then that is going to run to this here. And this is a charge controller as well. So this here is going to receive the AC power and it's going to turn it into DC power. And it also knows the state of charge for the battery, and it's going to keep the battery charged. So our battery is being charged no matter what, either from solar power, or if we're at a campsite with plugins, we can plug right into the campsite and keep our battery charged as well. So no matter where you go, you're going to have electricity, which we all know is very important. Let's go to the roof.
I'll follow you.
Okay, here, follow me. Do we have a ladder out here?
That's right.
Okay, so here we are. Here's our little roof, and you can see we have two 100-watt solar panels installed on our roof, and they're very easy to install. So these are Z-mounts, and one part's connected to the solar panel, and the other part is connected to the roof. And so when you put these on your roof, all you need to do is make sure that you're making it waterproof. So directly underneath the Z mount, you're going to have butyl tape. And so the butyl tape's covering where the fasteners are going into the roof. On top of this, you have self-leveling sealant. And so the butyl tape combined with the self-leveling sealant is going to ensure that no water is going to be able to make its way into the roof. And they're on there nice and tight, no wind blowing them off. When you connect them, you're going to either wire in parallel or series, and that's another whole conversation, but you're gonna, like I mentioned, you're gonna run them through the walls. And so this little junction box here is another nice little way to keep it organized, waterproof, and then right in here you have two holes that are drilled directly into the roof, and they're running down the walls of the trailer. and they're going into that battery bank that we saw, into that solar controller, and then to the battery. And so right now it's very sunny out. We are going to have a nice battery charge all day, no matter what appliances we're running in our trailer. And let's just look at our battery monitor real quick.
Okay, let's go.
My favorite thing to look at.
Yeah.
You know what's nice about doing this to yourself? It's really easy, and there's tons of tutorials online, but it costs like nothing for what you get, in my opinion. So the whole solar panel charge controller thing, I think it was like $230 from Renogy. And then the biggest expense is that lithium battery, and those can run from like $350 to like $600. But you know, so let's say you went real high end, like if you have $1,000 in and you can go camp anywhere, that flexibility, I think it's worth that $1,000, and it's a fun thing to learn how to do. Gives you a lot of freedom. So come in here. One more thing. So you want to make sure you calculate how much solar power you need on the roof based off of what appliances you're going to use. And then you can go one step further, and this is a battery monitor. Okay, so this is looking at my state of charge at all times. I can always just reference this. Like, let's say it's cloudy out one day, and I'm not sure if I'm getting a lot of solar power and I'm using a lot of appliances. I can always run to this and just double check that my battery's charged. So it gives you your voltage and it gives you your actual percentage.
So voltage and then how much percent.
And then it'll tell you also if you're actually running power, it'll tell you how much you're pulling and then give you an estimation of how much time you have left in your battery bank before you run out. Very cool.
Anything more?
That's it.
Thanks so much for checking out our segment in the boot camp. And if you want to keep following along on all of our adventures, you can find us on all social media at Nailgun Nelly. Also, my blog, nailgunnelly.com. And we are just finishing up writing a book.
So if you're interested in getting a retro trailer yourself and you're okay with doing a little work to it, then this is going to be the book for you. We lead you through the whole locating the trailer, buying process, the demolition, the renovation, the design. And so we teach you everything from the ground up, how to do the trailer. And so that book is going to be coming out at the end of the year, and we'll have a pre-order here for you. I'll give you guys a link.
Going to be giving a ton of different tutorials and helping you see how design can fit into your trailer, and we hope you check it out, and we will see you around. Let's connect.